What up, witches?
Welcome to the podcast where we do what again?
Something about the magic and mayhem of motherhood?
Where we embrace the magic and mayhem of
That!
everyday life. There we go.
That
I'm
one!
Judy.
That's what we do. Thank you.
And I already messed it up because
I think, no. I think messing it up is on brand at this point.
I mean, for yeah, for us, especially because I already, it's season 3, not episode 3. No,
It's I think we mess up
oh,
more than we get it right. So I think we just need to kind of embrace it and kind of just like roll with it. You know what I mean?
What'd you figure out? Fuck it.
fuck it.
Fuck it.
All right, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Oh my gosh, I even have like the wrong ticker going on, like all of this shit. However, this week we are doing fertility.
Yeah.
So, quick,
So I get to shut up.
and I get to talk a lot,
You get to talk about your experiences.
don't we all?
Oh, get to talk about mine.
Do you want to
Start
my?
your own podcast.
He's a white man. He's not allowed to have one.
Oh, true.
Sorry, bad joke.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Sorry, that was my dad's humor coming out right there.
Oh, I did fucking stupid shit fucking about my district manager, the angular leprechaun.
Oh my god.
And
He is my height.
Yeah.
He is like an inch or two taller than me. I am almost eye to eye with this man.
Well, I was screwing it. I was like, how mad do you think Jared would be if I say, "Where's your pot of gold, you little leprechaun boy"?
You can only do that because you're also Irish, you ass.
And the guys at the store heard me say that, and they're like, "Dude, that was fucking awesome." I'm like, they're like, "You gotta bring the Gandalf pipe." I'm like, "You gotta smoke a puff out of it and then whack him up beside the head like it's a shillelagh."
What the fuck did he just say?
I don't even know. Okay, so updates. We took a brief week off, but we're back.
We're back.
We're back, witches.
Hi.
Why? Because chaos.
Chaos.
We're back. Love you, mean it.
We're never gonna get on a strict schedule. We're never gonna have a routine. That's just part of the rolling with it.
Part of the
We're our
mayhem
best.
and the madness and the chaos.
We have been doing this most Sundays.
Yeah.
Like a good 70% of the Sundays we've had an episode.
That's passing.
Pretty damn good, I would say, for two, like, you're probably autistic too. ADHD, stay-at-home moms,
Neurodivergent. Who knows?
neurodivergent children.
Who knows?
Yeah, your stepdad never let me have C's in school. You're better than C's.
C's get degrees, man.
Oh man.
I don't care.
Nobody fucking cares about middle school grades. Like, I can't believe how much time I wasted. But also, that time was spent studying and not getting into bad shit, so I can't really complain too much.
True. You're learning.
Well, yes. And learning about politics and stuff like that. Speaking of, have you heard what's happening lately?
You want to teach me so I can eat my biscuits and shut up?
So this is actually really, really funny. I'm going purely off of memory, so if I get anything wrong, everybody feel free to correct me in comments or in wherever. But basically, I think it was even today. A lot of shit happened today. So, as always, there were shootings everywhere, including here in my state of Ohio. There are shootings all the time. I think there have been like 9 in the past week.
Okay.
It's freaking crazy. 3 of them in the past 24 hours, and I think I heard 3 of them in the previous 24 hours.
I heard there was one at like a festival in Ohio.
Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, that was within the last. I think that was this morning or something. I don't remember. It was either yesterday or this morning, but like, yeah, it's that fucking common. Trump went on Meet the Press, and then he threw a toddler tantrum and got up and left in the middle of it.
You mean that wasn't AI?
That was not AI.
Shit.
That was real.
Oh, fuck.
That was really real.
Oh, no. I saw that.
And you thought it
Oh,
was AI. That's how bad it was.
yes. I thought it was AI. I was like, no, 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 no. I mean, come on. I mean,
That was legit. That actually happened. You know what he did? He blamed it on the weather. He said the weather made him do it.
okay. Is he like, okay.
But women are too emotional. Women are too emotional to do this job, but he had a toddler-style meltdown due to the weather.
She was like, we've traveled all this way.
And he just got up and he's stumbling to get up and run off, and he looks like
He
he's
like
falling as
threw
he's running
that
away.
thing. Oh my god.
So around this time when I was like hearing about all this is when I was like giggling and scrolling through TikTok, and then I decided to go live, and then I wasn't getting like a whole bunch of people in, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do a quick tarot read for What's His Nuts, because I haven't done that in a while. And I don't like saying his name, so I use any other kind of reference to him, and everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Voldemort.
He who shall not be named. Is he dead yet? You know who I'm referring to. Like, we all know who I'm referring to.
Did I hear a tinkle? Is there a cat in here?
I mean, there's a kitty in front of you.
Hi. Okay, continue. Sorry.
No,
ADHD moment.
so that was real, and
Fuck.
he also is getting a lot of flack from, I think, Knicks fans. Sports people are going to hate me if I got that wrong, but I guess he is showing up to some kind of sports game, and as a result, the like a lot of the viewership, or what was it, pre-game, post-game, whatever that they do, got canceled because of security for Secret Service bringing the president to the game. They can't have all of these extra things. People
Oh
be
my gosh.
mad because they
That's
wanted
so
to go do the things, and now they can't go do the things because President shits his pants is gonna go do the things.
that's so annoying.
Right?
Oh my god.
So he's throwing toddler tantrums. He's going to sports games where nobody wants him to be there. I'm he showed the same exact graphic about how big the reflecting pool is compared to tall buildings 2 days in a row. The dementia be dementia-ing.
Dude, he posts the same type of shit as my grandma.
It's so
Like, it's insane.
Uh,
Ugh.
so I'm thrilled for him, and getting the tarot reading that I did for him during my live stream. I got the 10 of swords, the 9 of swords, the 3 of swords. I just was like, this is gonna be such a fun week.
Dude, that is such a, I love that.
He was gone for like 8 days. Nobody knew where he was, hadn't been seen. So they gave
Hmm.
like a proof of life video where he, came on stage and did like a speech. And then he did like a round table today or yesterday where he sat during the whole thing, didn't stand. So he
Uh-huh.
can't do standing speeches anymore. He is now at the point where he has to sit.
Oh,
And they're planning on taking him to rallies for the midterms. Talk
how?
about a weekend at Bernie's.
Is he gonna be like wheeled
I know.
in?
I don't know. Maybe they're gonna stuff him.
Oh my stuff him. They're gonna like put a wire coat hanger in the back of his jacket to like help him stand up straight.
His heart be working overtime. That's for damn
Mm.
sure.
Mhm.
All right, so next we're going to talk about the fertility, which is actually the topic of today's episode. So I'm going to switch scenes here.
Yay! Sorry, I keep eating, but
Don't be sorry, I don't give a shit. So
I'm stoned.
bear with me. I might have to swap pages here. There we go. So I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing and what I'm like looking at here. So for example, here we go. So part 1. This is the Taking Charge of Your Fertility book. I basically went through every single chapter, every single part, and broke it down into a little PowerPoint like this. So for everybody
Wow.
who is, new to this, who doesn't have the time to read the book, you can come to this page. It is on my Substack for fertility. You can find it under my What Up Witches title. So that's where you can go to find all of this. And I just really tried hard to make it palatable. So let's start with part 1, breaking fertile ground. This is where we're going to talk about the 14-day myth in the pregnancy wheel. You and I talked about this previously, about how they assume always ovulation on day 14 of your cycle.
Right.
Why isn't the fertility awareness method or natural planning recommended by medical providers? Why do they say it's not that effective, etc.? What can you find when you start charting the semantics of the word mucus? Because we don't really like that word. All of the available methods of birth control. How do unplanned pregnancies happen? Is it an infection, or am I just fertile? Am I really infertile? The risks of unnecessary medical intervention and the frustrations of home kits and tests. Finally, identifying early miscarriage versus late periods. So this is a lot of information, and this is why I've kind of broken it down. First off, I want to start with this. Ovulation does not always occur on cycle day 14. And not all cycles are 28 days. This is a myth. It is a myth.
Sorry, I'm still sick.
Don't be sorry. You're excused.
Okay. All right. I got it out.
So this is a good reminder that when you get pregnant, or when you are trying to get pregnant, that day 14 fucking means nothing. It means nothing. The day of your cycle means nothing. The only time it really matters is when you actually know what day you ovulated, because then you can track exactly how far along you are, right? So, what is fertility awareness? What does it mean? Ovulation approximately occurs about 12 to 16 days before the first day of your period.
Okay.
So, if you backtrack from your period, you will find when you ovulated that cycle, right?
Okay.
But you cannot use past cycles to predict future fertility. You can't say, okay, I ovulated on cycle day 28 last time. I'll definitely ovulate on cycle day 28 this time. That's not how it works.
How do you predict it then?
That's what the fertility awareness method is. That
Okay, cool.
tracks all of your symptoms throughout your cycle to determine when you are most fertile, and understanding what's actually happening within your reproductive system on any given day. So it's a day by day method. You have to check every single day, multiple times a day, if you are trying to either get pregnant or avoid pregnancy, and this is your only method. You have to be very cautious with it. Now, the good thing is, once you have confirmed ovulation, you don't have to worry until you get your period. So for like a good 10 days, you can have birth control free sex and not have to worry at all about getting pregnant, because there is no pregnancy to be had.
Wait, when is this?
About 10 days before your period.
10 days before, as in like the 10 days leading up?
As in, yes, as in the 10 days leading up to your period are typically your safest days to have sex.
Why? Why did I feel like that would be the like close to the least safest?
Because that is the most common myth, right? Is that we're most fertile right before our period.
Yeah.
We're not. We're most fertile 2 weeks before our period. That's where day 14 comes from, because it assumes everybody has a 28-day cycle. If everybody
Oh.
has a 28-day cycle and you ovulate about 14 days before your period, then that would be day 14. But what if you have a 30-day cycle? What if you have a 45-day cycle? What if you have a 50-day cycle? Well, then you
True.
ovulate about 14 days, give or take a few days before that.
Hmm.
Now, that's important. It's give or take. And this is all approximate and it's going to vary from person to person. The fertility awareness method is not a one size fits all. You have to figure out what your body and your symptoms tell you every cycle and figure out what's typical and normal for you so you know when something is different or when something is odd. Now, fertility awareness, or now they call it fertility awareness method when you're like trying to get pregnant, or natural family planning when you are using it to avoid pregnancy. That's
Okay.
that's the difference.
Okay.
It might not be recommended by doctors because, frankly, doctors know shit about it. They know nothing about it. They believe that ovulation happens on day 14 and that every woman has a 28-day cycle and that birth control regulates your periods. It doesn't.
Uh,
Like, doctors are stupid. I'm sorry. They are. I know
Especially if
more
they're
than
male
most doctors I've
doctors.
ever fucking talked to. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, but yeah.
I'm angry. Birth control is a big industry. And frankly, the fertility awareness method is free.
True.
Now, I am all 1000% pro birth control. I am pro condoms. I am pro IUDs. I am pro pills. I am pro patches. I am pro options.
Mhm.
I
Same.
am not pro misinformation.
Yeah, that's where we say no.
That's where I get frustrated because fertility awareness method is a free minus the like startup cost of getting the right kind of thermometer or possibly a fertility monitor if that's what you want to go with. So like aside from a startup cost of maybe big purchase, I myself have used both an Ava bracelet and a temp drop. Both of those are a couple $100.
What are these?
They're they're skin sensory trackers so that you don't actually have to wake up and take your temperature, and it takes your temperature automatically while you're sleeping.
Oh, wow.
It's a really good benefit if you are like me and you're breastfeeding, you're up at various hours, you don't have a consistent sleep schedule, etc. The trackers can help you literally track your temperature a lot more accurately than doing it yourself.
Cool.
So I would highly recommend getting a tracker if you are a recently postpartum mother or like if your sleep schedule is off, like you don't sleep at the same time every night, you don't sleep consistently for the same hours every night. I would get a fertility tracker just for peace of mind, especially if this is going to be primary method of birth control for you. Like if you don't have access to birth control methods, if you don't have regular access to condoms, if you are pulling out and praying, then this is going to be better than nothing. Use your
True.
tax return, spend $200, get the fertility monitor, and then never have to worry about it again. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
So it's really hard for doctors to recommend things that, in general, do not make money because doctors are taught to promote things that are taught to them. And who's teaching it to them? The big medical schools. And who gets the funding for the medical schools? The big pharmaceutical companies. So of course, if they want to fund research for various types of birth controls, then you have to promote birth control.
Yep.
We live in capitalism. That's just the way it is. And
Yeah.
again, pro all birth control options. Have as many options as possible. Have options for males, have options for females, have options for everybody in between because intersex people exist. Like, we all need birth control.
Mhm.
It's truly a necessity for healthy, happy lives. And it can be miraculous to some people with medical conditions. And then for others of us, birth control can make you so horribly depressed that you want to,
Mm.
and that does not make for a happy, healthy life. So,
Yeah.
so I cannot be on any form of birth control at all. it causes me yeast infections, it causes dryness, it causes hormonal fluctuations out the ass that make me like from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds flat. It's insane. So I remember
Jeez.
one time sobbing and on the phone with someone because I was like, if I knew birth control was going to work by making me basically asexual, then I wouldn't have bothered getting on it. I thought the point was so that I could still do things. But when I'm on it, I don't want to do anything.
Mm.
So what's the fucking point? There's nothing getting me pregnant.
Hmm.
I get off birth
Jeez.
control. I had to stop by a gas station and buy condoms.
Well, there
So
you go.
I cannot be on birth control. It is not good for me. It is not healthy for me. I have risks of blood clots in my family. And we are just now really starting to study the effects of birth control and medications in general on women.
True. Yeah, no, women are so understudied in medical science.
They stopped the trials, the clinical trials for male birth control that were working as effectively as female birth control because one
No.
man decided to during the study. Do you know how many women have done
Oh
that
my
and they
God.
just, got brushed off as it had nothing to do with their birth control?
That's not fair.
Right? It was as effective with the same like levels of side effects.
Man. I
They
was
just
excited about that.
yeah. I mean, they're still doing trials of different kinds. I think right now, one of the best ones that I learned about when I was in college, so it's probably, if not on the market, close to it. It was a gel that is like inserted into the vas deferens, and it solidifies so it blocks off the sperm temporarily, and the gel slowly dissolves over like 10 years,
Huh?
so that it's a temporary vasectomy.
Wait, huh? Wait, whoa, okay.
Right? So this could be like a really good option for like 16-year-olds who know for a fact they do not want a baby right now, but will probably want one when they're 26 or older.
True.
And it just naturally will deteriorate over the course of time. And then boom, they're back to typical, like it doesn't do anything to sperm production. You still produce sperm and everything. It just blocks it like a vasectomy,
Nice.
right? All right. And then finally, I want to get comfortable with language that probably made you once squeamish.
Ooh,
Things like
okay.
cervical fluid might sound a little better than mucus, but terms are interchangeable. So you might hear or see cervical mucus, cervical fluid, and some people don't like either.
I don't really mind. I don't care.
But just for everybody else who is listening.
Sure. True, true,
And
true.
then we have, like we've talked about just a minute ago, we have all the different options of birth control for providers of sperm: vasectomy, condoms, or withdrawal. That's it. Those are your only options because men are pussies who can't take, side effects.
Why is it so true though? The
So
fuck?
angry. I'm so angry. Those of us with ovaries have many options, but almost none of them come without serious risks or a discomfort or are not always easy to come by. By the way, those serious risks can include death. Tubals, IUDs, Depo, NuvaRing, the pill, female condoms, cervical caps, etc. So we're all pretty familiar with most of these terms. There's also vaginal sponges, there's spermicides, there's all of these different options, but they typically have to be, inserted vaginally. So they're not affecting the male in this
Yeah.
situation. So unplanned pregnancies, how do they happen? And why do they happen? The responsibility of contraception falls on both parties. So, how can non ovulating partners, aka assigned male at birth, do their fair share? What can they do, really? Um, Pretty much that's a question you got to talk to with your partner. How involved do you want them to be in this? Do you want them to be the provider of condoms at every single interaction so that you take care of your stuff, or that's a conversation you got to have with your partner, right?
Try to keep it fair. I mean, whatever.
But what if the goal is to get pregnant or something
Oh,
other than contraception, right?
true.
And what if you've been trying and it's not working? Is it infertility or is it bad timing?
Oh,
I'm a perfect example of this. My husband and I were trying for a total of 4.5 years before I got pregnant with our first, right? 4.5 years.
that's a lot.
That is a long time.
It's a
I was
long time.
labeled infertile because of my PCOS, now PMOS is what it's called.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was called infertile.
Oh my gosh.
I did not take any Clomid. I did not take any metformin or any medications, and then I
Mm,
got pregnant because I figured out 3 years in, I read this book.
nice.
1 year later, it took me about 12 cycles to get used to checking my cervix and figuring out what everything felt and looked like and all that. So once
Learning.
I got used to all that, it was easy. It only took me like a couple of tries once I figured out what I was looking for.
Nice.
With our daughter, 3 cycles.
Nice.
Once I was like, okay, I'm ready. Three cycles. The first two barely even counted because he was gone for like the week of one of them. So that didn't even really count.
Oh.
But still, so for us, it was actually bad timing, not infertility.
Huh.
We weren't infertile. We were absolutely fertile. And if I went into it thinking that we were infertile and that, oh my God, it took 4.5 years to get pregnant with my first, it's going to take so long to get pregnant with my second. And then, oh my goodness, it was so easy. Then I'm going to be totally confounded on why it was easy the second time and not the first time. You know
True.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally, it's just timing. So, when is it appropriate to go to the doctor, and when are we wasting time, money, and resources?
Oh, true. Oh my gosh. Thank you for putting it that way.
Because sometimes, again, doctors don't know more than you. They
Sometimes.
really, really don't. I have watched doctors Google in front of me
Mm-hmm.
when I have
Mm-hmm.
told them I can't take that because I'm pregnant. And they were like, really? You're right.
Oh no. That's so embarrassing.
So I can't. When it says it on the box, do not give to pregnant women. And I wasn't even like, kind of pregnant where you couldn't tell. I was 35 weeks pregnant. I was pregnant.
Your echo was prego.
So frankly, doctors do not know unless you go to somebody who is a
Right.
specialist and who actually has done the work and research. And in my experience, that tends to be a midwife, not a doctor, but a nurse, a certified nurse midwife. So really, it's a matter of after you read the book, if you realize, oh shit, now I know what I'm looking for, and now I understand what's been happening, now I don't have to waste time going to the doctor. Everything that I'm experiencing is normal. I'm supposed to have this cervical fluid every month. I'm not experiencing repeating infections of some kind. Because
Hmm.
that's what people think. They see this white
True.
stuff in their underwear and they think they have an infection. When in
True.
reality, it's just creamy cervical fluid. That means they're close to ovulating.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
all.
okay. So wait, so does that mean is that like a signal to start going badoinky doink?
Yes, if you're trying to get pregnant, yes.
And
Yes,
like to not badoinky doink if you're not trying to?
correct. Or to use a barrier method. Yes,
Ah, okay.
got it. See how easy it is?
That is easy.
It really is that easy. So, when you're trying to get pregnant, is it getting pregnant that's the issue, or is it staying pregnant? That's something that's going to matter when you're trying to figure out do you need to go to the doctor or not.
Question.
Experience, yes.
Wait, I lost it.
Getting pregnant or staying pregnant?
It had to do with cervical fluid.
And so, and the bodoink doink, maybe?
And something about Badoinky Doink, yeah. Wait. Um. No, it'll come back to me.
It
Keep
will.
going. Sorry.
You're fine. That's why I'm doing this. So, if you're experiencing irregular cycles, that can lead to confusion about your overall health, and it might prompt a reason to go to the doctor. But whether or not to know for sure, you should start charting because charting can give you a clear look at your ovulation or your anovulatory patterns and help you identify symptoms that can lead to diagnoses of things like PMOS, endometriosis, or you might find out that everything is working exactly as it should be and you just didn't understand your own fertility signs because you were avoiding your fertile days thinking that you were experiencing an infection. Do you know how often that happens? Women are like, oh, we can't do it right now because I've got something going on down there. Let's wait for that to clear up and then we do it. Well, when you wait for that to clear up, you have missed your entire chance. Ah. I loved this quote, so I wanted to add it in. This is directly from Tony Weschler in the book, Taking Charge of Your Fertility, Chapter 2, page 32. Many women today refuse to remain ignorant. They are beginning to actively participate in all facets of their health care, enhancing their understanding of their fertility in the process. Fertility Awareness Method gives women these opportunities.
Oh. Just being aware.
Just being aware. So, primary
with your body.
I talked about this during our last fertility section, but if you go to this website, the Taking Charge of Your Fertility, tcoyf.com, and then you go on the chart section, you can pick the one that best suits your needs. Getting pregnant, avoiding pregnancy, birth control charts, whatever. You can print these out, keep it in a binder, and I personally recommend to everyone have a physical binder with this. Actually do it with pen to paper. Don't put it in an app. The reason being is the app is going to tell you wrong things.
The app will tell you wrong things?
Not like the app, because she does have an app, Cyclicity. So if you're gonna use an app, use that app.
Yeah, it says try free for 1 month, so.
Yeah, I think it's like a $30 a month type thing, which is worth it if depending on what you're using it for.
True.
So,
interesting.
Now, I recommend printing this out, having a binder of it for 2 very important reasons.
That
Nobody can hack a binder. Nobody can hack a binder. And right now, with RFK Jr. wanting all of our medical records so that he can do studies on autism and vaccines, and he just wants access to everybody's medical records. Yeah, Mr. Brainworm.
Huh? What?
Daniel, leave her alone.
Is he messing with his sister?
When he wakes up, he gives her huggies.
Oh.
So, but then he forgets that he's giving her huggies, and then he falls asleep, and then she cries, and then he gets mad that she woke him up crying because he doesn't remember falling asleep giving her huggies.
Oh my goodness.
So I keep a close eye so that when he gives her huggies, I can tell him, you get off your sister. And this is why they're reading the beds tonight. Because
I see your dilemma.
It is a dilemma.
I understand the predicament you're in.
It is a fun one.
It's an adorable one, though.
Digital versions are nice, and if you are going to use one, I do recommend hers. I was actually a beta tester for Cyclicity.
Holy guacamole!
I met her niece who was on the developing team and who was interviewing the beta testers and all of that. So I fangirled out a little bit, not gonna lie.
You are such a nerd.
Such a nerd. I am such a nerd. I gave them so many good, helpful tips. They were very impressed with me.
Oh, you're so cute.
I am adorable. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. You are.
But
I love you.
I love you too. So I have nothing in it. Like I don't get paid or anything if you use their app, but I did like it. And because I beta tested it, I get like a free version for a little while longer.
Cool.
But I don't like inputting a lot of my information, period, into shit. So I like printing it out because another wonderful thing about that, aside from the fact that it can't be hacked, is that you can take the binder to your doctor and say,
True.
these are my issues, and have a clear cut chart explaining what the problems are.
True. True.
And if you have it in a binder, you'll be able to say, hey, this is what's going on. At this point, I want to take a second and ask any
11.
11. Ah!
Sorry, continue.
That was perfect timing. Any questions? Drop a comment because now would be a perfect time for that. I need a drink.
Oh, me too. Cheers.
Cheers. So this was like a very, very quick part one. And it's a lot of what I had already kind of gone over. So let me go over. Here we go.
Oh, I remember my question.
Yes.
Okay, so my question was, what if you like don't have very noticeable cervical fluid that month?
Yes. Good question. So this is where you have to figure out what method you want to use to identify your cervical fluid. Because there are like kind of 3 different methods.
Okay.
One is the toilet paper test.
Okay.
Where you go to the bathroom and you wipe. You know how sometimes when you wipe, it's like really slippery and you're like, ew, oh my God, what is that? That is one way that you can check. If it feels slippery, you're very, very fertile. That's egg white cervical fluid.
Okay.
Slippery, slidey, and like clear fluid, that is fertile.
Okay.
That's fertile shit. If it's creamy, like it looks like lotion, then that is also fertile, but it's more like the beginning stages of fertile. It's not the most fertile, but
okay.
definitely fertile. It might look a little like yogurt sometimes, like plain yogurt, not chunky yogurt. If it's chunky, that's a problem. And there's a difference between chunky and like sticky, because sticky can like be gummy and roll up into like little balls. You might see that in your underwear sometimes where like things stick to your pubic hair, and I'm going to be talking about that kind of shit. Deal with it. So the gummy kind of stuff, sticky stuff, is not very fertile, but if you are using this as birth control, you have to assume it could be fertile, and you want to use a backup method. And then there's dry. When you wipe the toilet paper and like it tears because it's so dry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like that's the easiest way I can help you visualize it. So that's the first way you can check. The second way is the underwear test. Look at your fucking underwear. I mean, it usually comes out throughout the day.
Sure. Yeah.
There are days where it's totally dry and you don't see anything down there at all. There are days where you get like a line and it's thin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be like sticky and it's very not fertile. Then you get where it's kind of creamy and it's getting more in like a blob, like an ovalish style blob. That's where it's more fertile.
Okay.
The more wet it is, the more fertile it is. So once it more looks like watery or egg white, so you'll get like what looks like a little puddle in your underwear. That's watery or egg white, and that is the most fertile.
But what if for some reason you're just like super dehydrated and like you just like nothing comes out that month? Like nothing.
Then you do the finger test.
Okay.
Which is exactly what it sounds like. You stick a finger up there and you check your oil.
Check your oil.
That's what I call it. You got to check the dipstick, meaning you got to check all the way up to your cervix.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of a twofer because you can check your cervix at the same time as you're checking your cervical fluid. But you're literally checking your fluids. That's why I call it checking your oil.
Okay, cool.
So.
You were prepared with that one. I was not.
Okay, so before we get into all that, I'll kind of go over a quick anatomy lesson. We are going to see diagrams of penises and vulvas here. So I'll move us a little. Whoa, wait, that's not what I meant to do.
Hello.
Hello.
Here I am.
I can do this. 1 second. I can do this.
You're good.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I have
Dude,
to show the penis, you know.
that cough is gnarly. I
Oh,
sound awful. Sorry, continue.
you're good.
Penis.
Oh, penis. We're all familiar with penis, scrotum, and testes, right? What about the
Damn.
rest? Do you know the rest of this stuff? Do you see
I
all of these labels?
I did take an anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 class, and I technically do know all those, but no, you know.
So, of course, we've got the bladder. Pretty self-explanatory. We all know what that's for. We've got your prostate gland, which is also your G-spot. So have fun with that. At least, you know, for the males.
True.
If God didn't want men to make sweet gay sex to each other, they wouldn't have put their G-spots in their buttholes. We've got the Cowper's gland. That's the pea-sized glands that produce the clear fluid that is the subway train for the sperm. You've got your vas deferens. That's the long tube that carries the sperm to the seminal vesicles.
I did know that one.
Seminal vesicles are the sac-like structures that produce the like nourishing substance for the sperm, so what they actually survive on from point A to point B. And that substance makes up about 65% of the seminal fluid.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You know what? I kind of need to do that too, actually. Let me do that
I'm just
too.
like, I'm still getting over the gnarliest cold. But you know what? I'm glad I'm getting sick at the beginning of summer and not in like, I don't know, the height of heat.
Correct. I was pregnant in July. I did not like that at all. I was so very glad when she came out of me before the hottest part of August.
Oh God.
Because
Oh.
she was exactly on time. She could have been born in the first week or 2 of August.
I
And
can
that would have
imagine.
been miserable being like 40 plus weeks pregnant in the beginning of August. That would have sucked. So glad I did not have to do that.
That sounds awful.
So we know what the penis is, so I'm not going to go over that. The urethra, again, we kind of know what that is. And then we have the testes or testicles. That is where 200 million sperm are produced daily.
True.
And the glands also produce testosterone.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact, the left testy usually hangs lower than the right. That's
Why?
actually, I don't know, it's actually in the book though. Like, it actually says it right there. Testes, testicles, the pair of oval-shaped sex glands that produce testosterone and an average of 200 million sperm daily. The left testes usually hangs lower than the right.
Why? Huh.
Checking my son, making sure he's leaving her alone. Okay, good, he is.
How
All
did
right. It's likely because I think so humans are divided in half, right? And each half, it grows as its own. I think the left side tends to be more dominant because that's the like, I know the heart is technically more in the middle, but it does tend to lean a little to the left, right? So I think that that's why the left testes might hang a little lower or might be a little larger. In some men, it's actually a little larger too. I think because the left side tends to be the dominant side with the heart.
Could be, yeah. Makes sense.
That is my own personal like theory. I have no scientific basis for that. That's just a total
Intuition.
intuition.
Pure intuition.
Your guess. Total guess has
Guesstimate.
I'm guessing about that. Educated guess.
Wait, it's almost 4. Mm. 4.
Woo!
Coffee break.
Pocus, pocus, time to rip the bogus. Oh shit. Fuck.
Hey, 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 hey.
All right. This is the one that's kind of fun to say. There's a couple that are fun to say, actually. Seminiferous tubule.
When you say it like that.
Well, I say everything funny. Seminiferous tubules.
Oh.
So that is actually where the sperm are produced in the testes. They're these teeny tiny little tubes. And then I love the way it describes the scrotum here. The loose, thin skin pouch surrounding the testicles, which thins out and contracts in response to external temperatures. I love it.
I mean, yes.
It's all true. I love the way she uses words in this text. All of it.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
It's very poetic.
It's wonderful.
It's very poetic.
And then my favorite word in this whole page of male anatomy. The epididymis.
Oh, I love the epididymis.
The epididymis.
The epididymis.
Because it is a 20-foot long series of ultra thin, tightly coiled tubes that mature and store the young sperm cells.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
It takes about 2 to 12 days for sperm to pass through, during which time they develop swimming ability and attain fertilization capabilities. Together, the epididymis and vas deferens together store about 700 million sperm at a time.
Yeesh.
Mm-hmm.
So,
seminal fluid is made up of multiple fluids, not just sperm. I have had this question that after a vasectomy, does nothing come out? Sperm makes up less than 5% of your seminal fluid, guys. 95% comes from your prostate gland and seminal vesicles. Your prostate makes more seminal fluid than sperm. I mean, when you get a vasectomy, all you do, which is, by the way, the vas deferens, where vasectomy comes from, is essential to getting the sperm to the seminal fluid. When you cut that, when you remove that possibility, tie it off, whatever they fucking do, cauterize it, whatever fucking fancy word or process they use in the current vasectomy, they are basically shutting down the train station.
Oh.
So the little mini spermies can't get to the epididymis.
Epididymis.
To mature and develop their swimming capabilities. So they just kind of like whittle away and die and get reabsorbed back into the body. Now, here's the fun thing about withdrawal, because I know this is a very popular form of birth control for people who are not on any form of birth control. Withdrawal can fail under 2 primary circumstances. The most obvious one, he didn't pull out in time. Don't trust him. He said he did. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. He didn't. If you did not physically watch him pull out in time, he did not pull out in time. I mean, yeah. So that's the primary way withdrawal fails. The second way it fails is if sperm are still present in the urethra at the time of ejaculation. But it can be a very effective form of birth control compared to nothing at all.
True.
If you have nothing else, you can at least pull out, guys.
True. You could at least like just
Not do it in there. You can at least ejaculate responsibly. Literally, every single unwanted pregnancy is the result of an irresponsible ejaculator.
True.
Ejaculate more responsibly, and there won't be any unwanted pregnancies, guys.
Ejaculate responsibly.
So, if you are using withdrawal as a primary method of birth control, guys, pee after every time you do it.
True, because it could
Even
still
if you
be
do it
swimming.
yourself, go pee.
They could still be swimming around in there.
Because they can still be in your urethra hanging out until the next bus comes along to take them to the station. This time it's the Jet Express to the egg. So, because the reason for this is pre-ejaculatory fluid is made up of that 95% of fluid that is not sperm. It pre-lubricates the urethra. So,
why haven't you written your own book on this?
Oh, god damn. I feel like the majority of it would be plagiarism, just because accidental plagiarism, just because I've read the book so many times and I like the way that they used it. That's primarily why.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, sorry, continue. I just like listening to you talk. You're really good at this.
I need to just like offer.
You know so much about this. Sorry, I'm impressed. Whatever.
It is my autistic hyperfixation.
It's impressive.
Thank you.
I'm
not a doctor, just well educated.
Letting my impression
let you be impressed.
I'm letting it be known. I'm telling you. I'm gonna shut up.
I'm glad I'm glad I'm impressive to you.
Impressive? You're very impressive. You're very impressive.
You made me witch's cackle. Okay, so when I say that the reason that withdrawal fails if sperm are present in the urethra, it's because of the pre-ejaculatory fluid that comes. It's not because there are already sperm in the pre-ejaculatory fluid. I hate the word pre-cum. I hate it. I'm sorry, I can't. I would so much rather say pre-ejaculatory fluid than pre-cum. So
you're so funny.
I am. Thank you. So when people are like, "Oh, pre-cum got me pregnant," well, if that's the case, it's because he didn't fucking pee before
yeah,
and his little swimmers hitched a ride because they have looked, they have done the microscopic tests, and unless you have super producing sperm, your pre-seminal fluid does not have sperm. It does not. They don't waste the sperm on the, what is that? Like they're watering the slip and slide. You're not going to throw somebody down a dry slip and slide, right? You got to water it first. So unless somebody's already down at the end of the slip and slide, before you start throwing water on it, there's not people on the slip and slide.
Yeah, I mean, this is so just pee.
Well, now we get to the fun female reproductive anatomy, and this one's a two-parter because we have internal and external.
Yay!
So the internal, a lot of us are very familiar with, unfortunately more familiar than the male anatomy. So we know the ovaries contain the ova, which is the egg. So ovum is the plural of ova. So fun fact, fun little literary.
Yay, cute.
Girls are born, assigned females at birth, are born with all of the eggs or ovums that they will ever have already within their ovaries. That means that the eggs that you had as a baby, you had while you were in your mother's womb, which means that the egg that grew you was already an egg when your mother was a fetus inside her mother, your grandmother.
Yikes.
Inception of conception.
Hate that for me.
Well, this is also why we can trace things back matrilineally.
Mm.
because we carry the blueprint from our grandmother in our ovaries. Isn't that fucking cool?
I mean, depending on your grandma, I guess.
I mean, my maternal grandmother was a nutcase, but she had horrible things happen to her. So, I mean, she had a reason to be a nutcase.
Hmm.
We know what the endometrium is because endometriosis, right? It's the lining of the uterus that thickens post ovulation to prepare for pregnancy, and it's what sheds during a period. The fallopian tubes are what allow the ova to make the trip from the ovary to the uterus. But the fallopian tubes are not connected to the ovaries. The ovaries are here, and the fallopian tubes are just free swimming. They have these little finger thingies that are like reaching out, but they're not connected like it
So
shows
what?
here.
That has always tripped me the fuck out.
Right? It's so weird.
So would they just kind of like float?
Yes, it's like I think we said it last time, like it was a current.
Oh yeah.
So that's the best way I've ever thought to describe it. And then we have
That's so trippy.
the cervix, which is the door to the uterus. You know, we've got the vagina, which is the tube. We've got the cervix, which is the door, and then we've got the uterus where the baby grows.
True. Yep. 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 Yep.
Everybody likes this picture. It's the female anatomy on the outside.
Yay! The
The
beautiful ripe
vulva.
strawberry,
The vulva.
whatever you want
This
to call
is
it.
made up. When you use the word vulva, you are using everything made up from the mons pubis, that's where your pubic hair is, down to the perineum. The labia are the vaginal lips. The inner labia are labia minora. And the outer labia are called labia majora. So minora, smaller, majora, bigger. These can look all sorts of different ways. And I love this book because it has a whole page dedicated to like 9 different styles of vulvas and what they can look like. Beautiful. And I love it so much. The clitoral hood is to the clitoris as the foreskin is to the glands of the penis.
Mm.
It protects it and keeps it from being overstimulated.
Mm.
Guys, if you were circumcised, you are less sensitive and have been chronically overstimulated to the point that your glands has calloused over.
Ouch.
If you were a female, you would have a calloused clitoris with no clitoral hood to protect it.
Owie.
Imagine something just rubbing up against your clitoris just all the time. Full force. That would hurt.
Ow. Owie.
Yes. So,
Oh.
yeah, there's no reason for routine infant circumcision. There's no reason to remove the clitoral hood of your guys' clitoris. There's just not.
Your guys' clitoris.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Literally what it is. Now, there's a whole bunch of other words that you can kind of read on here. Like there's the Bartholin's glands. They produce the lubricant, your arousal fluid. There's the introitus, which is the vaginal opening. That's the outer entrance to the vagina. And that is where a baby's head emerges during childbirth.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. So it is weird when it's like peekaboo, actually, because it does kind of do that, where it's like before the baby actually kind of like makes it out.
Oh.
It is a little peekaboo like.
I wouldn't know.
So this is the similarities between the male and female genitalia and why when we have intersex, it can look a variety of different ways.
Mm.
Because they're literally the same things. They're clitorally the same things.
Literally.
So at the very top of this graph, you can see that's what the genitals look like at around the 2nd month of pregnancy. And then the 3rd month, it starts to separate and it can get a little longer in the male anatomy. by the 4th month or so is when you get more fully developed genitalia, and that's why they wait until week 20 before you get the anatomy scan to determine the sex of the child if you didn't do, like the genetic NIPT testing.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes until 16 to 20 weeks before the genitals are fully formed.
Oh, yeah, true.
Now, my kids were wonderful during their anatomy scans. My son just straight up just splayed, and it was just nice and hanging right there. So that was a lovely little ultrasound photo. Like, it was just
Oh.
hello, just waving in the fluid. It was great, in the amniotic fluid. My daughter, she did not do this, but she did stretch out and curl into tucked herself into a little ball, and so did give us like a nice little presentation.
Oh.
Looked like a hot dog, like
Aw.
a hot dog bun. So.
Nice. I mean,
So until the end of the first trimester, that's like the first 12 to 13 weeks, male and female genitalia follow similar growth patterns. The clusters of the sex cells either move to form the clitoris or the glands, the labia or the scrotum. And fun fact, this is also why men have nipples, even though they don't naturally lactate without prompting it. Although, if you allowed an infant to suckle on your nipples long enough and repeatedly enough, you could promote lactation.
wow.
Or if they, used a pump long enough, and
Oh.
possibly taking supplements could help. But yes, men have all of the working materials to lactate.
Hmm.
Come on, men. You can do it.
Come on, guys.
I've watched women who've never given birth just start pumping and pumping and pumping until something came out. You can do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. One of you's brave enough. Come on.
it.
So, what's going on in the menstrual cycle? This one is where we're talking. Sorry, I'm trying to move us to where we're not like away.
Swoop.
Whoop. So the menstrual cycle, requires a lot of hormones and a lot of moving parts in order for it to be successful. The follicle stimulating hormone, the FSH, that is what matures your eggs. And it matures 15 to 20 eggs in each ovary every single cycle. So you are actually maturing between 30 and 40 eggs every single time you ovulate.
Oh, geez.
However, you only release 1 to a few of them.
Why?
Because we're not capable of having litters biologically.
Okay. But how does our body know to only release one?
Well, that's why multiple ovulation sometimes takes place. And this is how. Estrogen rises to promote a luteinizing hormone surge. That surge is what causes ovulation. The surge is a very, very, very brief period triggered by high levels of estrogen. Like your estrogen rises to a peak, and that's what pushes your luteinizing hormone out. This is the physical release of a matured egg in ovulation, and it's from the primary dominant follicles. So whichever follicle or follicles are most mature at the time of this surge is the one that releases.
Hmm.
And then if there are multiple eggs that are at this stage, you can have multiple eggs release at this time. Progesterone rises after a release of the egg to prevent more eggs from maturing.
Oh.
So progesterone is what stops any more eggs from happening.
And progesterone is what you take on birth control?
Correct. Once an egg is released from the follicle or more, that particular follicle shrivels up and becomes a corpus luteum, literally meaning yellow body. which is what produces progesterone. That follicle turns into a yellow body. That yellow body produces progesterone. The corpus luteum lives for 12 to 16 days, 14 on average, before it dies off and stops producing progesterone.
Okay. At which time?
You have your period.
Oh, okay.
Progesterone, what's being produced by the corpus luteum, is what helps maintain the uterine lining or your endometrium to allow enough time for implantation to occur. Implantation of a fertilized egg.
Right.
So the rise of progesterone causes measurable signs and symptoms. This is what gives you the information about the date of your ovulation and how to track your cycles.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
The follicular phase and luteal phase of your cycles. This is how we can separate your cycles into kind of 3 different phases totally. We have the follicular phase. Phase 1, your day 1 of menses until ovulation day. Then you have ovulation day, eggs being released. 1 or more. That's how you have fraternal twins or triplets, by the way, is multiple eggs being released. This is most common when you're taking fertility drugs like Clomid.
Mm.
Follicles are stimulated during the follicular phase, hence the name. So this is when eggs are starting to grow and mature. This phase can vary in length. It does not have a set time frame. It's however long it takes for the estrogen to get to the high enough level. So this phase can be very irregular if you have PMOS or a hormonal imbalance, or if you are over or under a specific healthy weight for your body might stop producing certain hormones that can allow you to ovulate, and therefore it can prevent you from experiencing the luteal phase, which is from ovulation day until the day before your next period. So the last day of your cycle before your period starts.
Gotcha.
You don't know the last day for sure until the first day of your next cycle, right?
Right.
Until you get your period, you don't know when the last day of your last cycle was.
True.
So this phase, the luteal phase, is fixed. This is where you have a fixed number of days between ovulation and your period. It might vary by like a day, maybe 2, but it should be consistent for you. It should be very, very consistent. The average is 14 days, 12 to 16 is typical. Anything less than 10 days, anything less than 12, really, I would call a doctor. But anything less than 10 days can definitely reduce your chances of getting pregnant because it takes anywhere between 6 and 12 days for implantation to occur.
Mm.
This is where we go into your fertility signs, primary and secondary. So this is putting it all together. We're almost done. The primary fertility signs, it's not just about sperm and egg, right? The cervical fluid, like we talked about, the change in the amount, wetness, and consistency. This is the easiest sign to observe with very, very little effort. This is what I'm using for the most part. I'm not tracking my temperature or anything else right now. I am just tracking my fluid, and that's it.
Wow, nice.
So that means that I just kind of check when I wipe and when I go to the bathroom. I check my underwear. I check how I feel throughout the day. Because, you know, if you're experiencing like really, really wet cervical fluid and it like, you feel like you wet yourself a little bit, you know, it just kind of woof, comes out of you. So you'll notice it when you are experiencing a fertile day. And when you go to wipe, if you're like, I haven't really noticed that sensation throughout the day, and you wipe and you're like, oh God, I'm like really dry. You know, it's a dry day. Dry days, not fertile, because when you are dry, when there is no cervical fluid, sperm die off within hours. Literally hours.
Good to know.
Right? Waking temperature is the next primary fertility sign. This is the way you confirm ovulation is actually happening. It can only be measured orally, vaginally, or through a skin sensor like a temp drop or even like an Apple Watch. A lot of those have the ability now. I do not personally recommend it because they're stealing your data. but it's an option. Now, I do recommend something like a temp drop because I have used that, but I don't recommend like Apple Watch specifically. I've used the temp drop. I have one. I've lost it. I need to find it.
ADHD. Do you like?
ADHD. It's in a pile of clothing somewhere, but the problem is I have like 6 piles of clothing
Yeah, yeah, same.
from clothes that I've had since like 4th grade that still fit me.
Nice.
So basically, you'll see your temperature rise when your progesterone rises. Your progesterone rises because the corpus luteum, the follicle that released an egg, is there. So if your temperature rises, you know you ovulated.
Mm.
Cervical position. This is also a primary fertility sign, but it is totally optional because some people get a little squeamish about checking their oil.
True.
It is very, very informative because once you get used to checking your cervix position, you can figure out whether it's open or closed. And that is like the easiest way to tell if you are having a fertile day or not. Because if it's closed, ain't sperm getting in there. The door is literally shut and locked.
Oh.
It's practically a natural cervical cap.
Ah, huh.
Now, if it's open, one of two things is happening. Either your period is about to start because it has to open to let the, everything come through, or you are ovulating and it's opening the door to let the sperm through.
Mm. I just saw 11111.
Ay!
Sorry.
So knowing whether it's open or closed can let you know whether A, you're close to your ovulation, or B, you're close to your period starting.
Good to know.
And 3, all you need are your own fingers. This one
Wash
is,
them.
yes,
Wash them first,
yeah,
though.
wash them. Wash
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, wash them first.
This is a very handy chart. It's in the book too, but you can also find it pretty much anywhere if you Google cervical fluid and fertility awareness. Without any cervical fluid, it's dry or maybe slightly damp, right?
Whoa. Sorry,
If
I'm
it
okay.
is, yes, if it is watery or egg white, that's the most fertile, and sperm can live up to 5 days in the most fertile quality cervical fluid.
Nice.
Yes.
That's I've heard up to 5 days, but I didn't know it was only in that
Yes, but that's why you
condition.
have to assume 5 days if you're trying not to get pregnant. So if
Right.
you're using this as birth control, you have to assume sperm live 5 days. Just assume that. Because your partner might have a weird super sperm that just happens to be the right one to find the right little hiding space and time. Like you just have to assume that one sperm decided to beat all odds and make it the full 5 days.
You went on like a main character quest.
I did. Like Dewey Griffin on the battle to kill all the sperm.
Oh my god.
Inside the cervix, that's okay. It actually leads to this part. Inside the cervix. So if you like cut a cervix in half to look at it, there are little pockets where cervical fluid is produced, right? Because the cervical
Oh,
fluid has to come from somewhere.
true.
So it's from these little pockets inside the cervix. They're little caves for the sperm to hang out and hide in until they're ready to go travel to the egg.
Oh gosh.
So
Oh.
sperm are just chilling in your cervix
Why?
because they can feed off of your fertile cervical fluid. If you have egg white or watery cervical fluid, or even creamy or lotiony or milky, which is, that second from the last one. So if they have that literally nourishes them and
Oh.
keeps them alive long enough to hold out till they sense the egg dropping. Once they sense the egg has dropped,
What do you mean sense?
yes. So
Sense?
the egg actually calls the sperm that it wants.
Huh?
The egg can reject any sperm and only open for the sperm that it wants. The egg selects the sperm.
What do you mean calls?
They're not totally sure. but it signals somehow.
Okay, continue.
Life finds a way. I don't know.
I believe you. I have to say, I believe you. I'm just a little mind blown.
It is a lot, right?
It's a lot.
This one book, I threw it across the room at one point because I was so angry that I had not learned this until I read this book. I was so angry because I thought I was well educated. I thought I knew a lot more, and I did know a lot more than most people my age. And that's what made me extra angry because I was so misinformed.
True.
Like, I was
Uh,
angry. So,
oh.
everyone's okay. This is. I'm trying. I had to like remember all of the acronyms. So
You're good.
BIT is your like basic infertile pattern. That means whatever is your normal pattern for you. Once you've tracked your cycle a few times and marked what your cervical fluid is like, you'll know, okay, I'm usually dry except for the 3 days before ovulation. I notice my point of change. That's POC, point of change. Um, so that's when I notice my fluid changes from dry to creamy right away. I skip sticky altogether. And that's what mine looks like. And I don't experience egg white at all. And I only get creamy for 3 days before ovulation. And that's what my pattern looks like. So if that's what my pattern looks like and I'm using this for birth control, I know that I have to assume the 2 days before my point of change could potentially be fertile because sperm can live
Mm.
up to 5 days. And if I only have 3
Mm.
days of cervical fluid, then I know I need to be cautious until I can confirm ovulation. That
Mm.
means using a condom until ovulation's confirmed. So
Makes sense.
everyone's basic infertility pattern will be different. Some people don't experience dry at all. Some people always got something going on down there.
Mm.
And that's just normal. That's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that your hormones are constantly producing enough estrogen to produce cervical fluid. That's literally it. Once you can identify where yours changes, like when it shifts from your infertile pattern to a fertile pattern, then you know when you are approaching ovulation. You confirm it with your basal body temperature. This is a perfect chart to show what ovulation looks like. You have the low temperatures at first, where your period is, which is the red marks. You've got the gray bars showing where they started seeing cervical fluid. The gray line on day 7 means they were dry, and they put D at the bottom. Then they were sticky for 2 days, and they put the amount of cervical fluid. It started getting a little more. And then they were really wet for a couple of days, and their cervical fluid got wetter. On the darkest day there, they had their peak day, the day of their most fertile cervical fluid, the last day of their most fertile, the last day of their most fertile cervical fluid is your peak day. That is typically the day of or the day before ovulation.
Okay.
That's the day you want to badoink doink if you're trying to get pregnant.
Badoink doink.
I can make your bed rock.
Badoink doink.
After ovulation, you see that shift, that jump in temperatures after the green line. So that is how you know ovulation actually did happen, because
Okay.
progesterone is being produced, which is making your temperature rise.
Okay.
And then towards the end, the temperature starts to go down a bit. And then you see their spotting. She marks it with a little dot of red.
Mm.
And then the next day was the start of their cycle, right?
Right.
So when your temperature goes down, sometimes your temperature will go down before your period. Sometimes it will go down the day of your period. Sometimes it won't go down until a couple of days after your period starts. But for me, personally, my temperature would go down the day before or the day of. So if I would see the temperature drop, I knew my period was starting. And I would go ahead and throw a pad on.
So wait, what does that feel like in your body to have your temperature
Ooh,
drop?
good question. It's different for everyone, but that is a very good question. You will know what it feels like for you when you start charting because you'll see, oh, I have headaches around this time. I wake up, feeling icky. Some people notice that their BO shifts to smell like onions or garlic. Like literally, they'll notice a change in their body sweat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you might notice acne, you might notice bloating, you might notice gas. A lot of people experience diarrhea a couple of days before their period. All of this is
Oh,
because progesterone. Progesterone slows down your digestion.
that bitch.
So you can also be constipated around the time of your period,
Fuck her.
right? Um,
Progesterone. Fuck you.
the 2 weeks after ovulation, when your progesterone is high, is like mini pregnancy. That's why early pregnancy symptoms and PMS symptoms are identical,
Oh no.
including the cramping.
Ugh.
Progesterone causes cramping.
Oh goodness.
True pregnancy symptoms, like symptoms caused by pregnancy progesterone and not corpus luteum progesterone, don't really occur until 7 or 8 weeks pregnant.
Mm.
Until then, you are experiencing the exact same symptoms you would have experienced during a period,
Oh.
or rather, during a luteal phase. I should clarify.
Oh, okay.
So that is fun. Cervix, this is cool. This is like a visual representation of what your cervix looks like. The white part is your cervix, the gray part is your vaginal canal.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that black line right there is where you would see it be low, high, and low.
Okay.
Basically, if you reach up and you can feel it and it's like, oh shit, it's right there, it's low, it's firm, it's closed, it's non-wet, like it's dry as hell. It feels like this. Touch the tip of your nose and do this. That's
Ooh.
what your cervix feels like when it's low and firm and closed.
Everyone's touching their nose right now.
I know, right? But it's a good little trick because I had to figure that out. I was like Googling and like going through all of the forums trying to figure out what does it feel like? I don't know what I'm looking for up there. Of course, the very first time I tried to check my cervix, I happened to be ovulating. So it was very, very high and I couldn't find it because my fingers were too short. So I was so confused, like, where the fuck is it? Because I couldn't find it because it was too high. And I figured this out because the next cycle I like was checking every day. So right after my period was over, I started checking and I like hit it right away. And I was like,
Oh,
oh. And then
yeah.
as I got like higher up, when I got closer to my fertile period, I was like, oh, that's why I couldn't feel it. It just was way up there. And then I realized if I
Interesting.
like squatted down and like really dug up, I could kind of feel it. And it was soft.
Really
So
stuck.
like imagine, okay, so like the inside of your cheek,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it should feel like when it's soft and wet.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
So like that's what it should feel like.
I'm not sticking my fingers in there, but yeah.
Yeah. I had to do that to make sure that the texture was
She's like, I had to check.
I think the other way they said it was like the tip of your tongue, like that. So when it's closed and low, chances of pregnancy are low. If you can't reach it, your chance of pregnancy is high.
Oh, well, that's easy.
So those are all your primary fertility signs. Your secondary ones are things like your symptoms. These are things that you're going to mark in your chart. Spotting, ovulation pain, aka Mittelschmerz.
Mittelschmerz?
It's a German word meaning middle pain.
Middle pain.
Yes. So
German?
your ovulation pain or Mittelschmerz is
Middle pain.
the like you would feel it around your ovary on the right or left side, and you can actually this is like the burst of the egg out of your ovary.
I feel that.
You do feel that, yes. Now, it can also, like, you might feel multiple because at the same time that an egg is coming out, cysts might be bursting. These are the eggs that did not fully mature and
Oh.
instead turned into like ovarian cysts. We all get them. They are very common during ovulation, and they can also contribute to Mittelschmerz or ovulation pain. So when you're feeling that, it might be either and or both. It depends on if you're feeling it in both ovaries or one. Because typically, not all the time, you will release an egg or eggs out of one ovary, not both. So,
Okay.
and they will often alternate. So you can check to see if yours are alternating by checking to see which side you're getting the Mittelschmerz on every month or every cycle.
I feel like I usually get it on my right side.
That can happen too. You might also be only feeling it on one side because, like, that is the more sensitive side.
Could be.
But that's where, like, charting can help.
True.
Other things are like a heightened libido.
Oh.
Feeling a little randy there. You can, you can mark that in there. High sex drives. Bloating, your energy levels, how sensitive your breasts are, nausea, acne, if you experience vivid dreams. Some people experience vivid dreams either before, during, or after ovulation and then experience don't remember their dreams at other times. I'm one of those people. I found out that I actually remember my dreams more right before a period during my luteal phase. And I also experience very vivid dreams during pregnancy. So that kind of makes sense. I also experience a lot of nausea during my luteal phase. And I experience, unfortunately, hyperemesis, morning sickness during pregnancy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can mark all your PMS symptoms too. So this is what it looks like when you put it all together. This is like a less clean chart where like a lot of the temperatures are kind of up and down, and there's not a perfectly clear shift until 3 days after ovulation. So this person's peak day was on day 16, and then they had 1, 2, 3 days of their temperature rising higher than the previous day. But you can see, like, it still was around the same as the previous temperatures until the second and third day.
True.
This is why they say you have to wait till you have 3 temperatures that are higher than the last 5. Like, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you want to make sure you have 1, 2, 3 temperatures that are higher than those ones.
In a row.
Confirm that you ovulated. Because you're not going to see the rest of that chart. Like if you put your hand over after number 4, you're not going to see the rest of that until you actually go through it.
True.
So by day 4, you should be pretty confident that, okay, I've ovulated. I can tell because I'm no longer experiencing cervical fluid. My cervix is low and closed, and my temperatures have started rising. Those things put together, I can confirm I've ovulated. I can now have sex and not worry about getting a condom or taking a plan B or anything else.
Sounds good.
Because no one's going to be released.
Yay!
Last fun fact. After you have sex, if you are trying not to get pregnant, if you are using this method as birth control, do Kegels on the toilet after sex.
Kegels?
Kegels.
Why?
Like the things where you squeeze and everything, because that will help eject the ejaculation.
Eject.
It's called the semen emitting technique, or SET, S-E-T.
The semen emitting technique.
Yes. It's basically Kegels over the toilet. But yeah, if you are trying to avoid pregnancy, it is a really good way to just kind of get it all out after the fact so that it doesn't mess with your cervical fluid tracking the next day. Because any day after sex, you have to assume that that could be left over, that could be covering up any fertile fluid.
True.
So you have to wait an extra day before you can go back to tracking.
Oh, I see.
So doing that quick little semen emitting technique will get rid of the extra seminal fluid and make it so that you can go back to tracking a lot faster.
So, what do you do if you like can never track then?
Like,
So what if you're just like every single day, bam, 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 bam?
oh, then you would really go by your temperatures and your cervical position.
True. Okay.
Because whether or not you can feel, you can trust your fluid, you should be able to trust your position. You know, if you reach up and you can feel the opening is like, whoa, you're like,
All right.
oh, okay, sperm can enter there. Nope, no go.
There's backup methods to right. Gotcha. Okay.
And typically, if you are using this as a birth control method, I personally recommend either withdrawal and or a barrier method like a cervical cap or condoms or a female condom, which is the kind that you insert before sex. So that way it's not like, oh my God, we have to stop during and put it on. No, you can just go ahead and put it in there. So those are cool. But, there's also like spermicides and all these other things that you can do to help reduce the risk of pregnancy that are not birth, like hormonal birth control. All right, I think I got through all of the stuff I was going to get through with that. And when we come back next time, I'll do part 3, which is, sorry, I missed it.
Oh no, you're fine.
Which is about anovulation and other common conditions and stuff like that. So that's what I will do the next fertility.
Thank you for teaching me. That was so much fun.
Of course. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
It was a little longer than I meant to, but
Oh no, it's okay. I'm like so exhausted though. I think I'm gonna go pass out.
Yeah, because we didn't
Honestly,
even do the other 2 things, which was talk about your book.
that's okay. This is the book. It's based on the Wheel of Fortune, which is really cute, and there's like a tarot spread in the very beginning. Based on the Wheel of Fortune, which is adorable, and it has sprayed edges, and it's adorable. And they get ikigai into a magical world from the real world, and apparently he's also a billionaire. But because it's fiction, we like him.
The good kind of billionaire in the fiction.
Usually, authors who write in the billionaire trope make their billionaires lovable in some redeeming way.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll find out.
Like they're, a philanthropist and their billions of dollars are really in a whole bunch of charity funds that are actually doing amazing work for people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like they're all Dolly Partons,
Exactly. They're actually Robin Hood,
I'm trying to get a couple of cards real quick to see if I get anything similar to what I got earlier with the 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and 3 of Swords for little Mr. Orange and Chief here. So,
But yeah, I'm so excited about this stupid book.
I'm excited too. You should let me know how it is, and if it's really, really good, I'll suggest it to my my book club, which, by the way, you should join.
Oh, cool. You have book club? It's spicy, so if you like spice.
That's what we do in the book club is spices.
This is spicy.
Including yaois, basically.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, this is spicy. I was doing my my technique. What's it called? Oh my god. The technique. the one.
Yeah.
I was training this. Earlier training, and I accidentally came upon a spice chapter, and I was like, because I bought this thinking this was gonna be like a cute little cozy ikigai romance.
Yeah.
And so sorry, I should probably explain what ikigai means. Ikigai is like a Japanese term for like when the main character is like yeeted into another universe, basically.
Yeah, sorry. Like Inuyasha Kagome is yeeted into the feudal era through a magic well.
Exactly. There you go. Thank you. So these characters are from the real world. They live in New York, I believe, and they get yeeted into the Kingdom of Fire. No, Kingdom of Wands. Sorry.
A far, far away. Oh, that's funny. The King of Wands was my card for today.
Oh, nice. That's so funny. She's written a couple other books called The Empress and the Lovers, which is really cute. They're all based on tarot cards, which is adorable. And the main character is like very witchy, but she's also modern and modern witch. So it's cute.
I'm trying to get a read, but it seems to be all over the place.
And look at the sprayed edges. The sprayed edges are so cute.
We got Judgment reversed.
Oh shit.
He ain't happy.
Oh shit.
Okay, what else we got? I'm doing the is he dead yet? I got 3 cards that kind of confused me. I got the Hierophant, the Sun reversed, and then the King of Swords, and that just confused the fuck out of me. So I'm like, let me start over and clarify. And then I got the Judgment reversed, 7 of Swords, the Thief card. That's about right.
Yeah, true.
So this is about our Orange and Chief. And how's he doing? We've got 9 of Cups reversed. It's a Wish card reversed.
Uh-oh.
So I think he's probably gonna not have a very good birthday.
Aw.
I'll do very quick, and then we call it day.
How old is he turning?
80.
Oh gosh.
Statistically, people are more likely to die before a birthday that ends in a 0. Like right before a birthday that ends in a 0.
Why?
They're not totally sure, but they think it has something to do with like feeling content.
What?
Like, think Betty White died like 30 days or something before she turned 100.
Oh.
Okay. Judgment serves as the ultimate release when we are accepting of the past and of ourselves as we follow the divine call to our spiritual awakening. Reversed key meanings: self-doubt and resentment. The reverse judgment card in your reading can suggest repeating patterns without learning the important lessons. Repeating patterns. He's demented. Literally. He's dealing with dementia and repeating shit over and over again.
True.
Ooh, perhaps you have been judging yourself harshly or clinging to the past.
Uh-huh.
And either of those behaviors will keep you from moving on. Oh, please move on, please.
Moving on. No, please don't keep him from moving on.
This card in reversal can also signify that you are ignoring a higher calling.
Stop ignoring
Move
it.
on.
Please move on.
So do not be afraid to embrace growth and change.
Ah.
7 of Swords.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is the Thief card. This is what it looks like. It's a dragonfly in this one.
Wow.
Listen to your intuition to help you see what is being taken away from you or hidden from you right under your nose. Deception and strategy. Generally speaking, 7 of Swords is called a thief card. That is, this tarot card is regarded as a warning to tell you to take good care of your property. We will regard it as a kind of behavior that may touch the law or violate morality. For example, someone may be vying with you for a favor, trying to grab your position. JD Vance. Someone may encroach on your space, or your partner may be selfish, take advantage of you, or even in the worst case, cheat on you. Because the sword deck is related to the operation of the mind, you need to use your intuition and wisdom to find out the truth. He ain't got none of that.
I was gonna say, what?
9 of Cups reversed. Overindulgence and arrogance. The reversed Nine of Cups in your reading may reveal arrogance surrounding achievements and needing constant validation and recognition. It can also point to overindulging in life's pleasures and needing to implement moderation. When you consider the abundance in your life, celebrate it by expressing gratitude and generosity. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect timing. Babies are waking up.
Uh-oh.
Coming. So thank you all for joining us tonight on the What Up
Thank you guys.
Podcast.
Thanks for being here. This was fun.
It
I
was-
learned so much.
That
Thank
is
you.
goal for the fertility, especially because right now when birth control is under fire and women are being corralled back to, no rights
Yeah,
and ooh, lots of things like that. We need to make sure that we are on top of our own education. Am I right?
true.
Next week on the podcast, we'll be back to, our regular kind of stuff. It is Flag Day next Sunday. So let's see if our Orange and Chief is still alive.
Oh my goodness. We'll find
Oh,
out.
it's also a new moon on the 14th, which is his
Oh,
birthday.
true.
So big, beautiful obituary before the
Hopefully.
new moon.
We'll,
Start
we'll
off fresh
see.
with the new moon.
That would be nice.
Oh, I hope so. Okay, what do we usually say at the end of this? I already forgot.
Stay magical.
Oh, wait.
Stay,
I have to go back and find it because I forget all the time.
stay be, being a menace.
Stay magical. Keep being a menace.
There you go. Blessed or hex. Thanks for listening, guys. It's been a good one. This has been fun.
Yes. And we'll do it next week.